If you've ever tried to quit social media, you've probably told yourself something like, it's okay to keep YouTube, it's educational after all. But if you pause for a moment and really look at what you're watching, you'll notice that about half the time you spend on YouTube is unproductive, and honestly, the other half, though it sounds harsh, is mostly just a waste of time too. So one day, I decided to stop watching YouTube altogether. But soon I realized something. Those how to quit YouTube tips you see online aren't really that helpful. Most of them are way too extreme or restrictive to actually follow in real life. Then it hit me. Maybe completely quitting YouTube isn't even possible. And honestly, it doesn't have to be. I think it's totally fine to enjoy entertainment occasionally. After all, there are things you simply can't learn well from books. For example, things like how to tie a necktie or how to fold laundry neatly. Those are way easier to learn from a video. But aside from that, most of the content that pops up on YouTube's homepage or in the recommended section is basically just filler. Let's be honest, it's not that entertaining, it doesn't make you feel relaxed, and it's definitely not productive. It's just something to kill time. I once watched a TED Talk where the speaker showed a graph. According to it, young people today spend 93% of their free time, the time left after sleeping, eating, commuting, working, taking care of hygiene, and doing chores, looking at a screen. When I first saw that, I thought, no way, that can't be me. But honestly, I don't think you need to quit YouTube completely. Instead, I found there's actually a simple way to ease yourself out of YouTube addiction.
Chapter 1. Awareness. The most powerful first step is to consciously recognize that about 99% of your YouTube recommendations are completely useless. I already knew that things like streaming highlights, live broadcasts, and funny clips were mostly a waste of time. But what I didn't realize was that even podcast snippets, self-improvement clips, and so-called educational videos can also be a huge time sink. All that time, I was watching them under the illusion that I was somehow improving myself. But try this. Open your YouTube homepage for just 10 seconds. Don't click anything, just look at the recommended videos quietly. You'll probably realize that none of those videos have ever had any real impact on your life, and they probably never will. Even when you think, oh, this one looks interesting, and click it, there's a 99% chance that your actions before and after watching it are exactly the same. It's extremely unlikely that any of those videos will change your life in a meaningful way. Becoming aware of that truth, that's the key. That's the most reliable way to break the endless binge-watching cycle. Sure, there are other methods, blocking sites, setting screen limits, installing browser extensions, but the most effective way is to look at a video and simply think, I don't really need to watch this.
Chapter 2. Filling the empty time. Stopping YouTube itself isn't actually that hard. The real challenge is living without YouTube. Unfortunately, it's just too entertaining. And if addiction could be overcome simply by having the right mindset, we wouldn't even call it an addiction in the first place. So here's what really matters. You need to fill the free time that appears when you stop watching YouTube by making actual plans, things like studying, reading, exercising, spending time outdoors, or joining events. This idea of making plans is important because it goes beyond just thinking, I shouldn't watch YouTube. It means scheduling real activities in advance. When the time comes, you don't even have the chance to debate whether to watch YouTube or not. You simply have to go. That's how your time naturally gets redistributed. For example, if you have a habit of spending your evenings at home watching YouTube after work, try making a plan with a friend to go to the gym or run together on weekday nights. Doing it with someone else makes it much harder to fall back into, I'm too tired, maybe I'll just watch YouTube. When you tell each other, let's meet tonight, that commitment itself becomes part of your schedule, and your YouTube time naturally gets pushed aside. On weekends, it's easy to lose hours to YouTube's algorithm, so you can instead plan something like a Saturday morning book club or study group at a cafe. Decide in advance what book to read that week, and when you meet to discuss it, you'll start finishing all those books that had been collecting dust on your shelf, and even develop a new hobby that replaces your old addiction. In the end, making plans is the most straightforward way to block out the time YouTube used to take from you. Just deciding, I won't watch it, isn't enough. When that moment comes, the temptation will almost always win. But if you already have a set plan, you have a concrete reason to act. And even if you don't feel like it, you'll still go, naturally spending your time on something better.